Greetings and salutations and welcome to the Red Flags Only podcast, where we dive into situations that you thought you understood, but you may have missed some signs along the way. I am your host, Dion Royal, and today I want to talk to you, beautiful people, about how black folk ain't got no money. Yep, we broke, y'all. No, what I really want to talk about, I mean, it does tie directly into that. Honestly, I loves me some Tabitha Brown. She is just absolutely the most delightful and cheery angel of a woman. She seems like the kind of person you kind of root for, even if you didn't know who she was. You kind of meet people in public and you start small talk with them and you walk away just kind of feeling hopeful and you leave smiling. That's the type of person, in my mind at least, who I believe, think she is, like, at least in my mind. Now, with all that being said, I was really hoping somebody could have pulled her coattails real quick or took a phone from her, because that video was the cringiest, most tone-deaf shit I have heard in a very long time. Having a degree in finance and investment myself, I have a very, very keen understanding of money and how this finance, thing works in the United States. I totally get that she has a business to run and that it is her responsibility to make sure that she's always putting her best foot forward, to ensure that business is as successful as possible. Nobody is knocking her for thinking proactively, not at all. But what she did in making her speech/plea to the community is she put herself in Target or Walmart's position. She took up the position of the corporation. The corporation right now is standing against the people, and there's the direct conflict. There's absolutely no way that she should have been using her platform to make a plea to the people, to maybe not boycott Target and Walmart so much, because it came off exactly the way it sounded. I felt weird saying it just now. It sounded really corporatist, elitist, and if we being honest, based off the history of our people in this country, it was sounding a little coonish as well. This also speaks to the fact that I believe Auntie Tab does not know her true value to her community, and really, like most people in the world, only measures her worth in white dollars, fame, and exposure. Now, see if you can follow me here. Tabitha Brown is an amazingly positive person that seems very genuine through her transparency about her life's journey and where that experience has taken her. We love the story. We all felt like we kind of came up with her, based off how she's told it. And that has given us all a little extra feeling of pride when we see her on TV or we purchase one of her products. It's like Aquila and the Bee. It feels like we made it, And because we felt like she fucked with us for real, and how much of an amazing job that she does at not only representing herself, but how much care she takes in representing the culture, she found herself in possession of a very rare and elusive title in our community. And it's the one title that probably holds the most weight in our culture and probably could take you the furthest if you know how to work it. That title is the People's Champion. Some examples of people who we look at like the People's Champ are folk like maybe Allen Iverson or Derrick Rose or Russell Westbrook. These are prime examples. They might have never, or they may never even reach what would be considered the pinnacle of success in the dominant society or necessarily in their field, and they may never be acceptable in the mainstream, but their talents are undeniable and they represent all aspects of our culture, everything they do to the fullest. Now, the embodiment of being black and proud, talented and successful, and no matter where they are or what they do, we want to see it, because again, it gives us not only something to cheer about, but it gives our young people something to aspire to. And a lot of time it inspires unity in the community, right? And I think Auntie Tabitha Brown has reached that level in our community, and it's because she does a fantastic job representing us. And we'll support her wherever she go, whatever she says. It don't even matter. As long as she continues to be an excellent, positive representation of us, we gonna fuck with her. Period. Now, I believe the problem here is that she didn't realize how much she was actually worth to us. She was misguided, I think, by conflating their measure, the white folks' measure of her worth, with our measure, and deciding that whatever they said she was worth was more important than what she's worth to us. And let's be honest here right now. Her value cannot be measured simply in dollars and cents for us. That may be the only thing for them. That might be the bottom line for them, but she's bigger than dollars and cents to us. Do you understand? Do you know how refreshing it is to see a man or a woman who is beautiful, kind, polite, a wonderful helpmate, a fine, upstanding, God-fearing person who is talented and ambitious? This lady speaks life at all times. We need like 1,000 more Tabitha Browns like in the spotlight. We need to see that energy, representing us at all times, on TV and the internet. And I'm be honest, her energy is way more helpful to the collective than that twerker circus that they put out to our women every chance that they get. The world really need that Tabitha Brown energy, but Auntie Tab needs to understand that as well. I don't really believe she understands how valuable she truly is to us. I'll start out by saying that having counsel that is experienced and competent to her situation is the first part of the solution. I'm pretty sure anybody that was like really privileged to be sensitive to her situation probably would have told her to kind of let that shit marinate for a little minute and let Target and Walmart deal with this. Now, if your people really, start asking questions, then you might be able to say something, but kind of be cool and chill for a second because they made this bed, and we don't have to lie in it. Craft, let's put it like this. Craft products are carried in Target. The CEO of Kraft did not feel compelled to comment on the decisions of another corporate entity that carried their products, whether they agreed with it or not. And what I saw is that Auntie Tab didn't have to either. In a real way, she's, a little bit more than a brand ambassador for McCormick, and she got a few hair products at Walmart, but that's really the extent of it. And in a real way, if I was advising her, I just tell her, you gotta let them hold their own nuts on this one. At this point in the game, she may not realize it, but she's bigger than any of the names that signed the check to us. They got to get right with God, but she's been anointed by God, and there's a big difference. But if we also understand how the universal creator works, she ain't gonna release that blessing to you for someone unworthy to benefit consistently. So we sit tight, we hold fast, be quiet, and stay blessed. Nah, Auntie kind of missed the signs on this one, because just like any one of us, we definitely gonna get accustomed to the good life that we live. With money comes freedom, security, and power. You've heard me say this before, and we enjoy everything that comes along with that. Many times when we really start to get to the money, checking the bag, we tend to attribute that blessing to everything outside of ourselves, and in doing so, we often relinquish our true power because we never realized that we actually had it. Auntie Tab is just coming into her true power, and I truly hope that she learns from this, because she has an opportunity to kind of change how we think and do business with them people. And I believe if she didn't know then, she kind of know now that she's the people champ and the people truly fuck with her. She can sell them seasonings and have products out the trunk of her car, and because she comes across as this amazing, genuine person, then people gonna spend their money with her. I mean, period. I honestly believe, though, she really just didn't know her true worth, and that caused her to go into panic mode because of what these internet streets be saying. To be honest, the whole uproar about DEI and all that bullshit is fake outrage when you find out that white women and fruit booties made the most progress under the program as usual. I don't know why she felt the need to jump out the window on some shit that wouldn't affect her brand or products either way, unless there's some non-black advisors or counsel in the fold advising her to get in front of this, because it may cost them money. Now, I'm gonna be honest. This entire ordeal reeks of some small hat or Mayo Mafia members trying to protect their best interests through her maneuvers. And besides all that, we ain't never said we ain't fucking with Auntie. Them people said they wasn't fucking with Target and Walmart. That's a big ass difference. But I think therein lies the problem. We don't realize that black people don't have enough true buying power to affect any company's bottom line in a substantial way, unless that spending that money is like focused and directed. Okay, so here's a statistic, right? Like at the end of 2023, black folks in America had about $6 trillion in total assets, and I'm talking about, that means everything we own. Now compare that to white Americans owning $6.7 trillion in consumer durables alone. Everything that we own can be purchased with white folks' fuck off money. I'll repeat that for you one more time. Everything that black people own in America can be purchased with white folks' fuck off money. Let that sizzle in your spirit. The money they play with, they fuck off money, can buy you and everything your people own. That's crazy, right? Social game rules have changed so much that most of us have been compromised by our jobs and are rarely motivated to step outside our comfort zones out of fear of the loss of income or livelihood. And please understand that I believe in the power of the people to dictate to the sitting power structure what they want to see and how they want to get it done. We got too much historical evidence that lets us know what's really truly possible. But I'm also of the opinion that economic boycotts, like the ones proposed in this situation, are truly an old strategy from an old paradigm that won't work the same today. It was effective. It was truly effective for the time that it was, but this new era requires some new revamped strategies that keep up with the times and take advantage of the advancements in technology. AI, man, I'm telling you, man, they using this AI and these algorithms to predict your next move, man. It's a reason why the boxes are already auto-filling themselves in when you start typing, because they kind of know based off your habits. They got plenty of data on your habits and spending and everything else, so they know how this works. And in that same process, I believe that the people got to change how they do business, change the strategies. We don't have the numbers or the money unmasked to launch a direct attack on their pockets, period. You know what I mean? Auntie Ted just showed us that too many of us are intertwined with the matrix to just pull out without suffering loss and damage in the process. We've chased the bag for so long and gotten so entrenched in the system that detaching in any meaningful way sometimes is the death blow for us, our businesses, our families, and our livelihoods. In so many cases, that breach of contract not only leads to the demise of your company, but in some cases, it could mean the loss of your intellectual property as well. Them people will set it up where they create a situation where they have access to your product to sell, and when the initial agreement is up, if you don't agree to terms favorable to them, they'll bootleg your shit and cut you out just because you ain't got the money to hire a lawyer to fight them long enough. Now, because so much of our money is tied into the mainstream and major corporations, instead of boycotting, we got to learn how to short stocks, direct our collective spending, and clean up in the stock market afterwards. Take money to make money. And the game is simple if you're willing to learn, but it only works if everybody plays by the rules. The big problem with this whole thing is getting niggas to work together. That's probably always going to be the biggest problem. And I don't want anybody to think that I'm going in on Tabitha Brown. No, it is quite the opposite. I wanted to chime in because I felt like a lot of people couldn't wait to talk shit about sis, even though she ain't never done shit for you but spread love, peace, and happiness with a smile as bright as the sun. Just like anyone with a family that they care about, the first thought that probably crossed her mind was to make sure her people were straight. And that's commendable shit. The only misstep, in my opinion, was trying to get out in front of some shit that really she had absolutely no control over. You didn't do this shit. This is something that you really had truly no input on the decision making. No, sis, we not gonna blame you. Target has an all-white board of directors. The one black person, and I'm gonna throw up some big ass air quotes for that one. The one black person on the website lists to be a dark-skinned person from another country. Them people make these decisions without your input because your input never mattered to them. They are all about looks. These corporations are truly all abandoning DEI because they didn't make money off of it, period. It doesn't turn a profit, and it definitely really don't help the people it was aimed at. I mean, the statistics truly bear out that the biggest beneficiaries of DEI were white women and fruit booties. White women in the consonant squad continue to win off of legislation and laws passed to help solve the problems of black folk. But the main issue is that we can't the main issue for the corporations is that they can't promise their shareholders larger dividends this year because DEI wasn't profitable. Not because it didn't make sense, not because there was no real legislation to back it up, but because they really didn't make no money off of it. Now, why she felt the need to have to speak out on the situation was beyond me, unless somebody paid her a visit and kind of nudged her in that direction. Now, what we know for real, for sure, is that she does not make decisions at the corporate level. And most of us with any common sense understands that she's a brand ambassador more so than a producer, manufacturer, designer, or engineer. And if she get to talking too jazzy, they'll just have somebody else's name, image, and likeness on them seasons so fast you won't even remember Tab was on it first. Nah, sis, you sit back and be still. Watch them people have to scramble to make good on their quarterly earnings projections and then watch how things unfold. And if they decide to let you go because the money was funny or you didn't meet expectations, again, another big ass air quotes, come on back home armed with the knowledge that we always fuck with you for you and not because them people added any intrinsic value. But my belief in you could never replace your belief in you. And my hope is that my dear, wonderful sister realizes that she is infinitely more valuable to us, among us, than she could ever be by being presented to us by them people. Now, if Auntie pulled up on us right now with seasonings and hair products in her trunk at the laundromat, we gonna buy her shit out on the spot. Not because they the best or they work better than others, but because she's the people's champ and everybody fucks with the people's champ. I hear David Banner say that he makes more money now as an independent than he ever did on a major label. And because of that, he's able to do things in the ways that he's always wanted to. Like I said, with money comes power, freedom, and security. And everybody wants it. And once you get it, ain't nobody trying to give it up. You got to figure out, though, what that number is in your head and what it means to you. That's what most likely motivated our sister to get on the internet and speak directly to the people, though. And she wasn't wrong. I don't think she had ill intent, but not having the right counsel present and the fear that comes along with getting to a comfortable point and trying to maintain it because you never want to go back, that could cause you to have all manner of cloudy judgment. And the main takeaway here is that I don't ever want sis to feel like her worth or value to us could ever be dictated by the people. We fucked with her organically because she was the bright ray of sunshine that we needed at a particular time. The brand deals just kind of introduce you to another segment of the population, but we was cool and we knew you because we was fucking with you first. The people that were there before all of that shit happened are always gonna continue to be because you good people. Just make sure that you understand how valuable you are to us, sis, so them people can never dictate your value again. That's my 2 cents. Peace.